Hello, and welcome to TSTV, a show in which I, Sadie, guide my friend Lily through the wild world of Twin Peaks. Today, we are watching Twin Peaks episode 21, also known as season 2, episode 14, also known as Double Play. Lily, how's it going?
It's not bad at all. I've been having like a very chill handful of days. I've been spending loads of time in the sun. I've been watching a whole bunch of movies. Yeah, no complaints. Sadie, you've been having a bit of a crazy week. How you been doing? What's the latest?
I have been having a bit of a crazy week. So, we'll start with, okay, my kitties had it's called redirected aggression. It's like they were both at the window and one of them got freaked out by a stray cat outside and was so freaked out and mad and scared and kind of took it out on the other one. And now I have to keep them separated and they are like apart. I set up a like camping style like screen door separating like the hallway to my bedroom from the main area of the apartment. So I'm dealing with that. We're getting there. This maybe hopefully by the next time we record even maybe they'll be like back to normal, but it's been stressful, but like they are both chill with me at this point and I've been letting them sniff each other through the screen door. So this not sponsored, but if anyone is having cat problems, Jackson Galaxy is the place to go. Who, by the way, is the most transgender seeming cisgender man I've like ever seen. Have you seen his videos?
I know his face. I think he had a TV show or something I might have seen some of.
Yeah. I mean, it's his face. His name is Jackson Galaxy. And his whole deal of just being the cat daddy, it's genuinely astonishing to me.
That he's not transgender?
Yeah, right? It just feels like it, you know?
What's that thing that we used to say? This is maybe a little dated now, but like if a trans girl has a name like Venus or whatever, she's going to be awesome. If a trans guy has a name like Saturn, he's the worst guy you've ever met. You need a trans guy named Greg. So I feel like Jackson Galaxy is sort of the best of both worlds, you know? He has the masculine and feminine within him.
Yeah, exactly.
The Jackson in the Galaxy.
Exactly.
Anyway, I'm glad he's been helping. I think that screen door thing is so smart. I would not have thought of that.
Yeah. But I want to talk about the other stuff I did also, because it's been like, again, a month since we recorded, and you and I went to see Mount Eerie in concert.
We fucking did, dude. Yeah, talk about it. I forgot that was in the past month. That was a good show.
Yeah, I know, right? It was a good show. It's funny. I feel like I got kind of spoiled by the first show I went to post-COVID being that Xiu Xiu show that we went to, because that was like they put on a show that is a like religious experience, you know what I mean? And this was great, but I was also like, oh yeah, it was a normal show. You know what I mean? Like I kind of respect like Phil Earle like, yeah, I'm gonna play the music. I'm not like you know what I mean? He's not doing the Jamie Stewart shit, you know?
It's not like performance art. Yeah.
I feel like it's also, he's just like, listen, this is my job. I'm going to respect my body and not go insane. You know what I mean?
It's funny. They're the same age. Jamie Stewart feels at once much older and much younger.
Wow, that's really funny. I totally would have assumed Jamie Stewart was younger.
No, I think they've both started putting up music at pretty much the exact same time, you know?
I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Well, but yeah, it was great. What did you think of it?
Yeah, it was really solid. It sounded huge. I mean, this was my third time seeing Mount Eerie. The first time was on the A Crow Looked at Me tour, which, as you can imagine, was like incredibly stripped back, totally acoustic. He was the only one on stage. Second show was him and Julie Doiron on their like second album of duets. And yeah, similarly, just like a very low-key show. This was like a 4-piece band. He was on electric guitar. They had a bunch of squealy things going on. So that in itself was really exciting for me.
It's funny though, because I feel like my only like negative note was like it didn't sound as big as the album Night Palace, which is like obviously like that is mixed and mastered to sound like that. You know what I mean? This kind of like, and I think that was the other thing was like the Xiu Xiu show really went loud and big, right? But yeah, no, it was a good time.
I agree with you. I think It seems like maybe halfway through the show, his pedals malfunctioned or something.
I feel like there was something up with the venue, because even like I feel like the sound levels for the openers were not like were kind of off, you know?
Yeah, it could be. Anyway, the first couple, like I think I also left being like, huh, I kind of it was great, but I expected a little more. I think that's because the first songs sounded huge and then it sort of actually got quieter
Yes, I
because of
agree.
this tech thing. Uh, but man, it was just great. I loved when he was doing that one spoken word one that has the word land back in it, and someone like people cheered, and then at a different point people just started yelling land back, and he was like, "Yeah, that's the thing."
When we were first talking about going to see the show and I was listening to the album, it has the whole line of like, I want America to die, which yes. And I was thinking like, I hope he doesn't like, cause Canada too, obviously. Right. Um, and like, since then, Canadian nationalism has reared its head so much more just because of the 10,000% tariff grandpa.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
But I'm glad that he was also not because like I could see him being an American and being like, I don't want to intrude on the idea of Canada, but I'm glad he was like, yeah, the whole continent. And I was like, hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, yeah, he gets it. I mean, his late wife was from here, so I assume he has some familiarity.
And he did hit the note that Xiu Xiu didn't, was he did give us a bonjour Montreal, merci beaucoup, you know? That's what I need from a show. If the show doesn't hit the merci Montreal, you know?
To an audience always full of anglophones.
Yeah, exactly. Um the other thing that I did, went and saw Castration Movie by
Oh
Louise Weird, the
yeah.
kind of like experimental transgender film of the moment.
Other
Which
than mine, of course.
But of course, hey, by the way, I did start watching your new video. I'll let you talk about it, but it's really fucking good.
Thanks, dude. This is so dated by the time anyone's hearing this.
The Pope just died.
Oh yeah. Rest in Pope.
I'm just just saying shit that will date this.
Who's it gonna be?
Oh, I wonder. I wish I knew any cardinals.
We'll brush up on Cardinals for next time and we'll get back to you. But for now, Castration Movie.
It was really good. I feel like it's funny because they played it at Cinema L'Amour and it is 4 hours long and they did start at midnight, which meant that I really liked it and I don't have a lot more to say about it because I was fucking like zonked out for the last like half to three quarters of it.
Fuck.
But it
Yeah.
was very good. It definitely felt like it was talking a lot with Inland Empire. So if we ever do Inland Empire, maybe we also watch Castration Movie or whatever.
Love that.
But anyway, I feel like I should say more about Castration Movie.
Yeah. Tell me about it. I really don't know basically anything.
Okay. So you know what's funny? She doesn't even get castrated. I guess that's going to be in part 2.
No, she loses the first ball in the first movie. It's one ball per entry. That's why there can never be a third one.
Okay, so because the first half of it was a unrelated story about basically an incel, and the whole time I was watching it, and I was like, "This is an incel who is a rotten egg, basically, who like is repressing transition and becoming a horrible misogynist about it," and I kind of really liked that. And seeing how she talks about the movie, I don't know if that's her intent, or at least she's not saying it right that it is, but
Okay, interesting.
yeah, but I really liked it, and I think honestly, I was kind of like, I feel like if we're reading it as a rotten egg thing, it felt like what I felt like everything, all the criticisms that we had if I saw the TV glow when we saw it, I felt like that half of Castration Movie like addressed in a way that I'm like, ooh, that's very exciting.
Oh my God, like what?
I mean, just being more obscure and being more like confident to not be outright about things. And also, like,
Mm.
the guy has a bunch of shit that he's doing wrong. And that is like wrong about his life. And you can't just watch it and not think about it as a rotten egg situation. Um,
Sure.
because it's not just a kind of one-to-one metaphor, but I think the reading is very there. But I also really like just how much of a horrible person he is by the end of it, in a way that like is, I think, a bit more like maybe mean, but I think often accurate to how a lot of people who make that decision end up, like not to say that this is like across the board, but I think like TV Glow is very sympathetic and very empathetic to that experience. And this thing was like, you are making a decision to like fundamentally ignore and repress a vital part of yourself and be a more like commit to this idea of masculinity in a violent
Yeah.
and self-violent and like blunting destructive way, and that makes you
Yeah.
be shitty to everyone around you. And I thought that the way that it did that was really good. It's
Huh.
and like the rest of the movie that's actually I guess going to be taken up in part 2 is this trans woman who is doing sex work and is like, oh, I'm dating this guy, he might be DL, it's unclear, but she might believe in it. Maybe she wants to try to get a kid. And it's kind of the movie that's just like, it's a lot of just gay people hanging out, but in a very, very hashtag authentic way. It really,
Love it.
like, the kinds of conversations felt like the kinds of conversations that we would just have with our friends sitting around. It was really good. It did also make me go like, damn, do I want bottom surgery? So I don't know, watch this space.
Okay, but like, so there's no castration, but they talk about castration. Is that it?
Like kind of. It's more like it's a lot of the creeping sense of dysphoria and of her like wanting to see like what can I do a fertility test, is that still like an option, dysphoria around that,
Mm.
dysphoria around it not being an option, that connecting to like trying to date this straight guy who you're kind of falling in love with, but he's like being more and more weird about it.
Yeah.
And then it kind of wraps around to connecting that to the incel in the first kind of narrative, and how he's like both him and Traps, the protagonist of the second bit, end up like going to their partner who's breaking up with them's apartment to like try to berate them into not breaking up, basically. um
Shit.
there's
Okay.
also just like a bunch of cool stuff. Like one of the characters gets top surgery, and just the actor has top surgery, and then
Oh
they
my
filmed
god.
the literal person like taking off their bandages for the first time in the hospital, which is really fucking cool. I
That's
was like,
so
yeah,
cool.
yeah, it's really, really, really cool. And Louise Weird was saying that like there's stuff in part 2 that people have been like, are they going to be able to show that? And I'm kind of hoping, I'm like, okay, we haven't seen the castration yet. Are we just going to see a DIY orchiectomy
Holy shit,
on this
imagine.
movie? Which I hope so.
Oh my
That would be really
god.
sick. It would be really good. So, yeah, really good. I really liked it. I would need to watch it again when I'm not kind of falling asleep, but really good. Feels like it's drawing a lot from the kind of ethos of Inland Empire, both in how it looks and how it was made, being like quasi improvisational. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and just like really, really lived in real feeling of how trans people interact and like move through the world. I really, really recommend it.
God damn.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing. Yeah, I'm sure I will watch it at some point, hopefully before too long. I also saw a movie that I wanted to talk about.
Ooh, play tell.
So, as we speak, the artist Joyce
Wieland.
Wieland.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I went to see her exhibit again.
Oh, word. So this is a Canadian like multimedia artist, filmmaker who was active especially in like 60s through 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Then she died in the 90s. A few weeks ago, I went with a friend to see a movie of hers called Reason Over Passion,
Oh.
because I have been just like in the background researching this video about Canadian nationalism and identity and all that. Um, and this movie I was promised would sort of address that a little bit. And then in the first 10 minutes it did, it gave me some cool stuff to think about. And then almost the entirety of the remaining like 70 minutes was just the same thing happening over and over, which was the phrase reason over passion, which is a quote from Pierre Elliott Trudeau, our most famous prime minister in recent memory,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
sort of being scrambled and put out of order over like footage from Canadian highways. And then there's also like a heart monitor like shrill beeping going the entire time.
Huh.
And as people realized that this was basically all the movie was going to be, they got up and left. A lot of them did.
I kind of respect that.
Yeah, I feel very conflicted. I think so. The quote from Trudeau, the point is basically to be like, we are not like those emotional, irrational Americans. We let reason triumph, you know?
Of course. We would never impose a 10,000% tariff.
So Pierre Trudeau was like Mr. I think he coined the term radical centrism. He was
Sure.
like aggressively anti quote unquote politics, you know?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And so I thought that the point of this movie was to say essentially like, how absurd is it to feel a strong national affinity for a country that is defined by total lack of passion? Like that is just deeply ironic, right?
Uh-huh.
And the heart monitor thing was cool because it is both, it follows like a rational pattern. It was a very predictable beep, but then also, you know, it's the heart, the source of passion. That was kind of cool. However, this weekend I went to see the exhibit on its last day.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And I saw the quilt Reason Over Passion that
Uh-huh.
shares the name with the film. And I read that Joyce Wieland was in fact an enormous fan of Pierre Trudeau.
Yeah, no, I think I talked on the podcast about when I went to see that exhibit with Maya, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely a I think we described her as like a cool aunt who kind of gets it. Definitely that relationship to Canadian nationalism is what she seems to have, you know?
Yeah. Like I thought from the movie that she was like a slightly edgy, ironically detached, left-leaning person.
Uh-huh.
But then a lot of this stuff in the exhibit, although like artistically very cool, was just sort of very liberal,
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
like insubstantive
Yeah.
silliness. One remaining thing I will say though is that the last room of the exhibit was all her paintings that she made in the last like 20 years of her life. And some of those are like the best paintings I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So I gotta hand it to her. If you are listening, folks, I want you to look up What They Do at Sunrise by Joyce Wieland. It is stupendous. She has a whole series like this that is like really bright, colorful circles on a white painted canvas, and all of them are breathtaking. And I'm going to be thinking about them for a long time. They're kind of scary.
Yeah, I agree. It's really, really, really good. I think some of the earlier stuff too that was very like kind of mixed media stuff is like the kind of thing that I think is easy to like. I think uh, every kind of art undergrad like right now is doing that. But when I think about it being done in the 70s, I'm like, go off, knit a thing into your painting queen, you know?
Yeah, yeah, totally. She was working with plastic a lot, which like now
Yeah.
is one thing, but plastic was kind of a big new deal in the 60s, you know?
Yeah. Um, do you want to talk about your new video, by the way? Because it's really good.
Oh, thanks, dude. Um, do I have anything to say?
I can just say Lily's new video is out as of when we're recording this. But honestly, even if you're listening to this like 8 months in the future, you should listen to Lily's Notes on Vanishing video. Not just listen, watch.
Watch it.
Because it's really good. And the second I remember, actually, you had told me that it was because of like Louise Weird of Castration Movie fame talking about like video essayists not using the video part enough. And I was like, interesting. I wonder how that'll play out. And then I opened the video and it was in a crazy aspect ratio. And I went, oh, Lily's fucking cooking with this one.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, it's a 3:1 aspect ratio. I was originally gonna do 4:1, but it's like almost impossible to like film something that way.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
I wanted to feel really small in the frame. This is like a continual thing for me this past year. I wanted to have a lot of like background noise. The idea is basically like I want this to be challenging with the sense that like if you put in a little bit of effort, you will actually be more invested. If you feel like this is, and this is something I talk about in the video, like if there is like a 1 inch barrier to understanding a thing, once you've crossed that, you're like, well, I'm here. I got to figure out what's going on. In a similar vein, I left 5 like coded messages in the video.
That's so good.
And as of right now, the video came out a week ago. One of them has been decoded. I think the most difficult one, actually. So I'm really impressed. And as for the rest, we can only wait and see.
Lily's fucking cooking this shit.
Thanks, dude. I have one more thing I want to talk about with you before we move on. I think this could be fun. So earlier in the week, a friend sent me this picture from a David Lynch interview where he was asked about his top 10 textures. And I'll just read it out here. He says, well, Sadie, you have a David Lynch impression. Do you want to read it out?
Yes. Top 10 of textures. While skin is near the top, I love the textures of a factory. I love smoke in the sky, and I love oil in the dirt. And I like wire, and I like broken glass, and I like sweat and pistols. I like a little bit of blood and saliva on concrete. I like cars and exhaust, and I don't know, a million different things. Teeth.
Okay, first of all, that's not 10 things. That's 13 things, at least. Second, this felt like this is like so useful for understanding him, and it's so distinct to him that I wanted to ask you, Sadie, as a human being who looks and touches things, and as an artist, what are your top 10 textures?
Man, what are my top textures? Ooh, wow.
It doesn't need to be 10. It can be 5. It could be 13.
Okay, because I feel like there's like these answers that he gave feel very like textures to evoke in art, you know? Because like obviously I love my kitty cat soft fur, but I feel like in like how I think about in my writing like textures evoking, I think water is a big part of it. I think like the feeling of fast moving water when you stick your hand in a river, you know?
Oh, that's a great one.
I think like I guess the thing I'm writing right now is also very about this and about like water and decay. I think concrete is also on there, and I think like the gross texture of things being waterlogged, like when a like cardboard or pillow or whatever has just been soaked and it's like that yucky, really gross texture. I think that's something that I've been thinking about, you know? I think like cracked phone screen is, I think this is the textures of my novel manuscript. I think is like dry skin. I'm pulling, these are like very similar to David Lynch's textures because I just looked at those, but I feel like if this is less me as a person and more my novel manuscript, which will be out one day, you guys.
Yeah,
one day.
One day.
How about you, Lily?
Those were great answers.
Also, dry dead leaves. I love crunching on dead leaves. I think that's also just true for me as a person, you know.
I was thinking about this. So I've had a head start on this, but mine are much more just like things I like to look at, and I would like to evoke them somehow in my art, but I actually feel like my art is a little more pessimistic than these textures, which I think are just like wee, like clouds are on there. I love a fluffy cloud. I love
a cold grape.
Yeah, totally. I love sunlight on like foliage a lot. I could look at only pictures of that for the rest of my life. About half of my favorite art is just trees with sun on them. I like brick a lot. I like worn, like rough brick. None of this like new construction stuff, you know, stuff that has like, it has like a couple decades of like grime on it. I like water stains. You know, like when it leaves a little bit of like a mineral deposit on something.
Yeah. I like those like dodgeball texture that you would only get at like the gym at school, like the kind of ball that gives a real like thunk when you hit it, you know?
Those are great. Hey, we should get into dodgeball. I would love to play some dodgeball.
Yeah. Yeah, we're pivoting to dodgeball.
Doing a dodgeball podcast that's just like every few seconds you hear like a plunk.
Yeah.
Not really much else. Let me see if I can come up with anything else here.
Okay.
I like anything reflective, like a shiny plastic or a metal, especially. I like something that you can like see your face in, you know? Like the faucet of my shower is a top tier texture.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Ooh, how about like a tea bag?
Mmm.
I just worry that these are a little too like ooh soft, cozy for me.
I think that's the thing is I think a lot of mine that I didn't say are ones that just like are I love blanket like in my life, but yeah.
I love blanket in my life. So true. Oh, silk. Silk is one that I feel strongly about.
Mmm.
Yeah. Anyway, this was fun, and
Hell
I feel like I learned something about your novel. So that's cool.
Hell yeah. Anyway, want to talk about Twin Peaks?
I want to talk about Twin Peaks.
Okay, let me pull up the log lady. She's very smiley and optimistic this week, as she tells us, the heart, it is a physical organ.
The heart. It is a physical organ we all know. But how much more an emotional organ? This we also know. Love, like blood, flows from the heart. Are blood and love related? Does a heart pump blood as it pumps love? Is love the blood of the universe?
It's like unsettling to see her so smiley.
I know, right?
She really loves this love blood idea. What do you make of this?
I feel like this is another kind of just like riffing on themes that like they want to establish broadly. Like we know that this show is very concerned with the idea of love and like universe and love and is it enough and etc. I feel like it's setting that up. I guess this episode has things to say about love in that a lot of things happen around the idea of love, but that's kind of every episode of Twin Peaks. I don't know if I have much to say about it connecting to this episode in particular. How about you?
Well, the only thing that really comes to mind is like a great moment that is completely out of place in its scene, which is when Lucy and Andy and Dick Tremaine, they're in the office and Lucy swats like a bug and it leaves just like a bright red streak of blood and she like gasps. And it has nothing to do with any of the rest of the scene, but it's a great moment. And I feel like, is this connected somehow? I don't know how.
I feel like some of these Log Lady ones in this stretch of season 2, like I feel like the earlier ones were much more connected to their specific episode.
Yeah.
And these ones feel more like just like, here's things that David Lynch and like the people behind the show want you to be thinking about broadly and less about like how to read this particular episode, you know?
This makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah, I mean, this, like, love as the blood of the universe, this feels like a lot of things that I've heard people say about this show over the years. I need to be honest, as of now, I'm not really seeing it, just because I feel like the show is actually sort of full of pretty selfish people. But, well, I don't know.
Things to think about. So as for the episode itself, I'll get into the recap here.
Yeah.
So, Coop takes on the Wyndham Earle case and spends a lot of time telling us about how Earle is so epic and twisted and killed his wife. Also, Garland Briggs tells him he might not trust the US military. That's kind of all for Coop's side of things. Meanwhile, Leo, awoken, becomes a slasher villain for a scene and then runs off into the woods like Frankenstein's monster to be taken in by Wyndham Earle. Ed is getting pegged every night by Nadine and has a baffling conversation with Doc Hayward about it, but that's not stopping him from setting up a date with Norma. The old cranky mayor who's so mad his brother died from fucking this preternaturally hot woman plotline resolves in the most insane way imaginable. Lucy puts herself on the little Nicky case and makes Andy and Dick cry. James escapes from Fuck Mansion. Ben is still doing the Civil War. Catherine reveals to Pete that her brother Andrew is still alive and that his nemesis Thomas Eckhart is about to arrive in town. Bum, bum, bum. What did you think about this episode?
Sadie, I'm so sorry to say that I don't think it has the juice. I don't think it has a sauce. It feels like surprisingly poorly acted for the show.
Yeah.
A lot of it is just that the main plot events that happen are in the plot lines that like don't matter all that much. The James thing and the Catherine scheme that I like just decided very early on that I wasn't going to care about.
Uh-huh.
And then the stuff that feels like it should be really consequential, like the Leo attacking Shelley scene, is just unfortunately way too goofy for me. Like
Yeah.
we'll get to it, but yeah, it's not bad, but it's like it's mid in the way that I wouldn't watch a full season of just this episode.
Yes. So, okay, here's the thing. I think this episode has the Twin Peaks season 2 sauce. This episode made me open Blue Sky and post Twin Peaks season 2. You are one interesting chica. Which
undeniable.
Because I think I think there's more mid per pound than like some of the previous stuff. However, this episode did make me at multiple points just type in my notes, what's happening? And then 20 question marks. And like, dog, what the fuck is going on? And I think doing that and like is part of what I am enjoying this stretch of season 2 for, is just like, what the fuck? Like we'll get there, but the whole, like the resolution of the old mayor hot lady sequence, like that, the resolution of that plot line is insane.
Yeah,
it's like,
it's bonkers.
It's crazy. And like even the little Nikki stuff is also insane, and it is bad, but it is insane in a way that I'm like having a lot of fun with.
Yeah.
Like the Leo thing, I think it's fun that they just put in straight up a slasher movie scene in the episode. I agree that it is impossible to read in the same light as like it's kind of evoking Maddie's murder, but it is goofy. It is like not actually in conversation with that in any meaningful way. But I think it's fun that there's just all of a sudden just it becomes a slasher movie for like 2.5 minutes. I think the part that I really fuck with the least is frankly Wyndham Earle. Like, he's just boring. Like, and we see him only at the end, but like there's so much, there's like 3 different scenes of Coop being like, Wyndham Earle is a genius, but he's twisted, but he makes everything has a reason. His mind is like a diamond, and he's sick and twisted, but he's calculating. And it's just like, okay, you didn't need to tell us this so many times. And also like, and also girl show don't tell. And also it's like such a like stereotype flat idea of a villain of just like, you fucking Hannibal Lecter or whatever, like he's crazy, but he's so smart and he doesn't make mistakes, is like, it doesn't impress me to have Coop say that to me, partially because he's just saying it to me and I'm not actually seeing it really. And also just like, it is sure, yeah, great, this is every villain that like CSI show is ever, you know what I mean? Like it's
I hear you.
Maybe not CSI, but you know what I mean? It's all of them. And then also when we see him, he's not sauced. Like he's just a guy. You know what I mean?
He does seem like just a guy. He's in some random cabin, and he's not even like, he's being friendly, but not in a way that is like a menacing smile or whatever. He's just like, sup, man, come on in.
Yeah, he doesn't have the camp chops needed to sell this.
He's too handsome. I think that's part of it.
But yeah,
well, do we want to go from there into the first scene since it's peak Wyndham?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. So, follow up from the end of last episode, which is there was like this power outage and a fire or something, and he comes to the station and oh mon dieu, there's a dead guy, and he's pointing at the chessboard. So we find him there. I do like we get like the first 3 notes of Laura's theme as the music that starts here, and then it like gets transitions into a like discordant, fucked up thing. That's
Oh,
just a
that's
fun little
cool.
musical thing.
Yeah.
I've noticed a lot of episodes also recently are like opening with a close-up shot of texture. Like it opens with a close-up shot of the like bloody tape over the guy's mouth.
A lot of episodes are starting that way?
I feel like recently there was like the one that started with the really zoom in close-up of the ceiling. I know like last, maybe not the first shot, but I know like we had the like real close-up of the like radioactive symbol on Garland's neck. And there's like a handful of shots
Yeah.
in this episode where like a scene opens with like a pointed shot that's not just like an establishing shot or like shot reverse shot characters talking. It's
Mm-hmm.
like a camera flashing or something in a way that feels like there's less direction to it. Like as in being pointed in a particular direction than like in season 1, but it feels like the show is still like trying to bill itself as having like prestige in that way of being like, look, we're not just doing basic establishing shots. We have this confusing close up of the texture of the tape, and then we zoom out, you know?
Sure, we're doing arts.
Yeah, exactly. So we start with that, and then they're basically they're talking about the body. Hawk is like, oh, there are footprints leading to and from the station, and Coop gives us a whole speech about how he's like, you'll find the stab wound exactly there, pointed up, severing the aorta. I also like throughout this whole conversation, in order to light Dale, like for us, the camera, Harry's just pointing his flashlight straight at his face the whole time.
Yeah.
And I love Harry's like, are you sure this was Wyndham Earle? And Dale's like, yes, of course. He gives his speech about how he's really epic and evil and smart. But it's also like, Harry, who else would have done this? Like, like,
How was there, dude? You just predicted where the stab wound was going to be. Yeah, I would listen to him on this one.
so I don't know. I feel like this is one that kind of just moved past me with like a frictionless surface, like a lot of this Wyndham Earle stuff. But do you have thoughts on this
Sure.
scene?
Well, I think we are told that this is a brilliant and perfect murder, but like it's just a guy in a room, you know? Like if it was actually a little more
Yeah.
I don't want to say cinematic, but yeah, like give us a little bit more of a ridiculous dramatic thing and then I'm sold.
And also, it's not a very high concept murder. He just killed a guy and brought him in here. Like, it's not like a locked room mystery of how
That's
he did
it.
it. It's just he killed a guy and put him there. Like,
And he didn't even kill him in a special way. He kills everyone in the same way. How genius is that? Not
yeah.
very. Okay, one more thing. Plot hole. There's no blood. What did he clean him up first? Except his face? Like there's
Maybe
no
he,
blood
like,
at the stab wound.
he, like, drained him before bringing him? I don't know. It's a lot. Yeah.
Also, the fact that Dale just like assumes that this guy is a vagrant, right? And like we're meant to take it as if he is right. That suggests that this is his MO, but like there's no other mention in this episode of other murders he's committed of vagrants or other
Yeah.
murders except that of like his wife. So I don't really know what's up with that. It felt a little contrived. Like they needed to have a guy who this could be, and just like a vagrant is convenient, you know?
Yeah. I feel like also a reason for Dale to be the epic detective and look out the window and have his like BBC Sherlock moment of like laying out all the clues that he's already figured out that no one, including us, could have seen, you know?
Real. Yeah, totally.
So yeah, that's that scene. Take us to Audrey.
Yeah. Okay. So, a little known fact about this next scene: it takes place in the most upscale and exclusive room in the Great Northern Hotel. It is the 1 billion candles room. The candles are not included. This is Audrey and Bobby.
It's where Drill stays.
Nice. Audrey and Bobby just sitting in the 1 billion candles room, talking about how they need to be good at business together. They need to go into business, and the way they're going to do that is through some ice cube metaphor. Oh yeah, we need to. My father, Audrey says, is like an ice cube. We need to keep him from melting if we want to make money. Like, you know, sure.
Yeah, what does that even mean?
It's like barely anything. They need to keep him from completely tanking the business before he like mentally recovers or before they can like take over, you know?
Man, I opened the episode. There really are 10 billion candles.
I love it because it's not just candles like in the foreground. There's candles on like the built-in shelves behind them. There's a staff member bringing in more candles.
Holy shit, I missed that.
I
That's
swear.
crazy. Oh, that's so funny.
One more detail in this scene is that in the foreground with the candles, there's a figurine of a great horned owl, which feels substantial.
And owl, they're playing with fire, maybe. There's something there.
Sure, yeah.
This scene is like, I think, kind of just to remind us, like, thinking about people watching it week to week, like, and remember those two are doing schemes together. I think really the highlight of this scene is when she grabs his face like a dog and is like, "You got to suck up to me. What about Shelley?"
Yeah. I love that she's completely taking advantage of him. Like she has no romantic interest in Bobby. I don't buy it, you know?
Yeah. And this is the thing. I think I will give this. We're talking about how this is even if fun, less good than season 1. You know what I will give it? Audrey is doing things. And I said this last time, and I like to see her continue. I mean, she doesn't actually do that much this episode. She just says this, but I do like that Sherilyn Fenn is getting the chance to
have plot.
Yeah, like she doesn't have that much in this episode, but have more to do than just kind of lay around drugged.
Yeah.
And it's fun to see her like pushing forward in action, even if it's just a little like tertiary thing in this episode.
Yeah.
I like that she says, my dad taught me that business is like a sacred pact. And I'm like, girl, all he did was double cross people.
It does seem like the kind of thing he would say though, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
To the Norwegians or Icelanders or whatever. If she grew up to be like a Jimmy McGill type, totally scamming people but oh so charming, like I would watch that spin-off show so hard, you know?
Hey, maybe The Return.
Oh my god, that'd be great. Wait, I guess she could be in The Return, but I know that she's kind of gone in an interesting direction these recent years. I don't think she's in The Return. I could be wrong on this.
Who could say?
I know that she's a bit of a conspiracy theorist these days.
Wait, she is? Oh my god, I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude, go on her Instagram. It's rough.
Hold on. I do love that her Instagram is Sherilyn Fenn XO. Oh wow. Yeah, she's posting a lot. Wait.
It's not straightforwardly right wing. Like she also posted the poster for the movie Jojo Rabbit, specifically the French language poster.
Dear racists in America, your car is Japanese, your beer is German, your electronics are Taiwanese, your fashion is French, your vodka is Russian, and never forget the land you live on is Native American.
We gotta keep this shit on Blue Sky, man.
Oh my god, I identify as a conspiracy theorist. My pronouns are I told you so.
Oh my god.
I did not know this is all happening. There's so much. Wow. I mean, listen, but she's also posting per Palestine, so that's something.
Interesting lady.
a line of contrasts. A line of contrasts in Sherilyn Fenn.
Anyway, we can move on.
Anyway, yeah, so keep an eye out for if she's in The Return.
Okay, wait, so sorry. I have one more tiny thing.
Okay.
She posted, because it is pretty much daily Instagram posts, really, really zoomed in picture of a tomato, specifically the tag on a tomato and like the barcode on that tag. And her caption is all caps, only organic numbers start with 9. Be safe, XXOO. And it's an organic tomato.
Queen. Oh my god. Wow.
We can hang out.
Yeah.
Anyway, apologies. We can keep it going.
Oh wow. I mean, listen, do you think that she would be a like conspiracy theorist like if anyone in season 3 were to appear as like a conspiracy theorist like seller, like InfoWars, like real putting it their podcast or whatever, who do you think it would be?
Oh my god, great question. Dr. Jacoby, easily.
Yeah? How come?
Vibes, the glasses, the bad suits, like I I think that space has a real soft spot for someone who technically has a medical degree.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. I see it.
And I think he would take advantage of that.
Cool. All right. I should keep throwing random like predictions to you like this.
Yeah.
And then if any of them are right when they come up, I should give you a little treat, a little chocolate.
Oh my god, yeah. Woohoo.
Okay. Next scene. It's the slasher movie scene that we were talking about earlier. So last time we saw, oh no, Leo woke up, and we're back there in medias res. The lights are still pulsing. Oh no, Leo, where are you? And he's there. Oh no. And also he, like, I guess in between waking up and all this, he also like bolted or somehow secured the doors so that they can't be opened at all, even if you unlock them. I don't know.
Both doors, yeah.
It's like he did some kind of curse. I don't know. There definitely is a like supernatural feeling element to it, of just like in the way that in a slasher movie, like that can just happen, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
And then it's like straight up just a slasher movie scene. It's like she tries to run for the back door, but he like throws the wheelchair, like rolls it so that it collides with her. She grabs a knife. She cuts a hole in the like insulating like plastic from the unfinished part of the house, which I do like that's been there the whole time and now it's like plot relevant. That's fun.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bobby gets there. He's like approaching the door. He can't open it. And then, Leo throws an arm out through the window to get him, and then he gets an axe. He's going after Shelly, and then Bobby gets in and tries to stop him, but then he's pinning him against the wall, and Shelly stabs him, and then he runs out kind of howling through that hole in the and just kind of runs off like Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a lot here. I think at first I was like, it's hard not to think of Maddie. Like we get this like shot to the house in the distance, and we hear her saying like, help me. And it's like hard not to think of the Maddie scene. We get a shot of an owl, but, and I did, one of my notes is just, it must be said, Dave would have done it different. Like it is certainly, I think it's fun that the show is still going for these like swings of genre to just like have straight up a slasher movie in here for a bit, but it is still doing a straightforward slasher scene in a way that doesn't have, I think, the spicy sauce of like, and it's switched up and there's something else going on with it. You know what I mean?
I tend to agree with you. I think one thing, like one cool filmmaking trick that does feel Lynchian maybe is like Leo seems to just vanish from the spot that he is in. Like Shelley will have her eyes fixed on him and then he'll just be gone. And the way that is accomplished is so simple and efficient, which is just that the camera points away so we can't see him, so he can be anywhere. I thought this was a cool trick. But other than that, I agree with you. It's like a little more schlocky, which I guess can be fun, but there are a couple things about this that simply do not land for me.
Okay, wait, before we get to that, I do think it's a competent like slasher kind of action horror scene. Like I think the whole like Bobby trying to get into the house and then he has to go around and they're all like trying to get in and out through the same like hole that she cut in it. There is like a sense of the people are in places.
Yeah, the action direction generally pretty competent, but there were a couple things. When Leo is first towering over Shelley, he's holding something in his hand that I assumed was going to be the murder weapon, but then he just sort of like tossed it at her and it didn't do anything and she sort of yelled. And I'm like, what was that, like a sock or something? I don't know. And then afterwards he picks up the weapon. So that felt unnecessary and just sort of confusing. Maybe it was a fake out, like deliberately to be funny, but who knows? Of course, the elephant in the room here is when he finally is wielding his axe and he's about to strike. We get a shot of him from below saying, goodbye, wife.
It's so funny. It's so funny. Yeah.
Like his only words in this episode, I think.
Yeah. No, he also calls her a bad girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
Goodbye Wife is crazy. And, okay, here's the thing. It's bad, but I really laughed. And to me, it had that kind of Twin Peaks season 2 sauce of just like, we're just going fucking silly mode now.
Sure.
You know what it made me think of? This is going to be a crazy connection. The dog shit Obi-Wan Kenobi show that from like 2-3 years ago that I watched when it came out, because I was at a point in my life where I was just like, I don't know, I'll watch whatever the fuck the new dog shit Star Wars show is just to put something on. And listen, hey, Disney Plus BDS. I'm not saying how I got those files, but you know what to do. Not that anyone listening should go and watch the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, because it's sincerely dog shit. One of the most insane decisions that they made. Did you see the old Star Wars Lily? I forget.
Oh, as a baby child. Last one, I saw episode 3 when I was like 8 or whatever, but not since.
Sure. So like in the original Star Wars there's like a bit when Obi-Wan meets Darth Vader and just is like, beware, Darth. Because I guess it was just like, it's 1977. You're just like, I don't know, man. I guess his name is Darth. Just call him that. And they felt the need to justify that when they made the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, because they have their like big epic confrontation. It's the most stupid thing of being like, why would he just call him that? We have to make him say it in this show that happens in between the prequels and the original trilogy to explain that that's why he would say it. And it's fucking stupid. It's dog shit. But this means they have their like fucking epic lightsaber showdown and their fucking force dueling or whatever the fuck. And the last line he says before he leaves is, "Goodbye, Darth." And that's the same energy as "Goodbye, wife."
Yeah, so true, man. Oh, that's okay. You know, it could be worse. We could be watching
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah, it really could be worse.
One final quick little gripe about like the action in the scene is just that Shelley threatens, she's like, "I will kill you," and I completely believe her. And then once she gets the chance to, she stabs him about half an inch into his leg.
Yeah.
And then that's all. And it just, that feels, I know that maybe, I don't know. I suspect that maybe for plot reasons, Leo will ever matter again. Frankly, maybe not. But it felt like I shouldn't have been set up with that expectation that she was willing to kill him.
Yeah.
If she just wasn't going to do anything. Yeah, this wasn't my fave. I don't mean to yuck your yum though.
I mean, I think I agree with you about everything about why it doesn't work and the objective quality of it. I think I'm just having fun with it, you know?
Good for you, and I wish I was.
Yeah, fair enough. But so that's that scene. Shall we move on to the next one?
Yeah.
So we're back to Harry and Dale, and we start through talking about Earle again. He learns that he's cleared of all suspicions. The plotline from last episode is resolved. He's officially not guilty, but that he hasn't been reinstated. He's still suspended from the FBI, but hey, he's still a deputy, so he takes on the Wyndham Earle case. And then Hawk comes in and says, "Hey, by the way, Hank wasn't there because he was in the hospital. He says he got hit by a bus," which we know was that he got the shit kicked out of him by Nadine.
Yeah.
And that he's been charged with parole violations. This is just kind of a, hey, by the way, here's all the things that's been happening scene. This one opens with like the camera flash of the corpse in a way that again felt like them trying to like preserve the Twin Peaks energy with these very like pointed shots. And I also like at one point Harry says, "So do you want the case?" And he says, "Harry, I want it," which is a great screenshot for our Harry Coop Yowie fanfic that we've been working on.
So true. What this scene is doing of, okay, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. Do you remember in the first episode of the season, I think Lucy has this job. She has to go up to Coop and basically be like, "Okay, this person's been shot, this person's in a coma, this person's dead, there was a fire at the mill," and it was so much funnier.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It felt like a slightly less impactful version of that. And I'm finding myself in hater mode today, and I want to break out of that. I want to let myself have fun. But I do unfortunately have 2 more complaints.
I mean, yeah, go for it. Go for it.
First of all, what did Hank do that violated his parole? Be in a car accident? Was he already wanted for violating his parole? Like,
yeah, I agree. I mean,
maybe it's just that I haven't seen the show in a while, but that seems arbitrary.
I guess his friend did testify that he was helping run drugs or something, or maybe he just like didn't show up to a parole check-in. The latter of which would be much more arbitrary. But yeah, it definitely does just feel like, yeah, and then we'll do that so that we can have the Ed and Norma scene later, basically.
Which is great. Arguably worth it. Happy for them.
Yeah.
Second thing is, okay, I'm all for Coop staying on as like a deputy of the police force, but why would he still be suspended if he's been cleared of all charges? Like, I
Yeah.
guess if his stuff was like an ethics violation but not illegal or something.
I don't know. It does also feel like just like a reason for him to keep being a deputy, because I guess if he's reinstated as an FBI agent, he would have a reason to leave the town, but if he doesn't, then he can keep just staying in Twin Peaks and doing Twin Peaks sheriff things, is honestly my read.
I guess we gotta remember that he has solved the crime he was sent here to solve. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the reason.
I don't know if she comes back, but it's too bad. That plotline being wrapped makes me think like, damn, are we not getting any more TS Duchovny?
Oh my god, yeah. I'm really counting on her. I need my girl.
I know. I hope we get her again. I know. But yeah, that's just a little scene there. Shall we go to another little scene with Andy and Lucy?
The little scene, yeah, okay. For whatever reason, Andy has been standing there trying painstakingly to take off an especially sticky plastic glove. And he eventually flings it across the room and it lands on the glass in front of Lucy's desk. She's a little bit offended. He goes to peel it off, and then he tells her, like, hey, I think little Nicky might be a murderer. I think he might have killed his parents. Does not mention the devil thing. I guess we're easing her in. And she's like super offended. She's like, that's a little baby boy. He's 9 years old. What are you talking about? And this is, yeah, set up. But it is like a shift in the power rankings in that now Lucy knows that, like, hey, both of these guys that might be my kid's dad, they're kind of dipshits, huh? I kind of don't like either of them.
I do like that she's like, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Detective Lucy on the case.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a thing to say about Andy, which is I feel like he's the character whose like character traits have survived the transition into season 2 the most cleanly. Like I feel like so many of the other characters have like been kind of fundamentally altered by the shift in like writing quality of the show. I feel like Andy is still the same guy, and he still has the same sauce in the sense that before and after he was a goofy guy who would show up to be kind of goofy but sentimental. And I feel like the show as it is now is able to hit goofy and like sometimes sentimental better than certainly it can hit like, you know, the more serious stuff for Coop. What do you think? Do you agree? Yeah, Andy is the most unscathed.
Andy and Pete, who are I think very similar, have both stayed like bumbling, good-natured, kind of foolish.
Yeah.
And the show really needs that.
Yeah. Please take me to Fuck Mansion.
Aye, Captain.
Hello, it's Sadie. You know what time it is. It's time for me to ask you to give us $3 at tstv.show to get all of our delicious bonus episodes and every episode 2 weeks early. Listen, I'm recording this while I have COVID, so you need to be extra nicey and give us $3. But like I said, you get all the episodes 2 weeks early. You get our bonus episodes. We just did Mulholland Drive. If you want to hear about David Lynch's freaky movie about twisted lesbians in LA. This is a reasonable summary of Mulholland Drive. You got to go give us $3. Next up, we're going to do The Beast, La Bête, a French movie from 2023. It's Lynchian. It is about a twisted future where we're not supposed to have any feelings, and to get rid of them, a lady is going through a process where she relives her past lives to purify her DNA or whatever. It's really good, has some fun David Lynch callouts in it. And if you want a tragic love story, horror story across lives, as remembered in a dystopian future, then you're going to have listen, you could watch it, but you're going to have to give us $3 to hear what we have to say about it, so you should do that. Anyway, enjoy the rest of the episode.
Okay, we're back at Fuck Mansion. Evelyn introduces James to her husband, Jeffrey Marsh, who has a very fun jacket on. I kind of don't believe that this is the guy who is a monster. I don't know. Well, okay. Specifically, I did not put two and two together that like this is the husband. I thought maybe this was just like another neighborhood guy whose car James was fixing. And then when Jeffrey gives Evelyn a kiss on the cheek, I was like, oh my God, she has another other man. And in such a nice jacket.
Yeah.
Anyway, so like James clearly does not feel great about this whole like I'm the other man thing. He wants to take off. Jeffrey is like friendly to him in a way that like doesn't sit well with him. He leaves. Jeffrey like drives off in his fixed up car, and there's a kind of fun moment, I guess, where we just get like a slow zoom. Evelyn like almost walks toward the camera, got a close up on her face, and we hear the inside of her mind, which is car crashes.
Oh, it's so funny. I don't know. Again, I think this shit, I'm still having so much fun at Fuck Mansion. Like, all of their acting is so flat. It is giving softcore pornography to an insane degree. And, like, you know, he's like, oh, it sounds like we have a mutual love. And then, like, Evelyn gives him, like Fuck Mansion, fuck eyes. And he goes, cars.
Cars.
Like, and, like, I put this screenshot in. Like, they have the most, like, we saw you from across the bar energy.
That's so true.
As I think she's like, I could find lots of things for him to do, right, James? You know, he doesn't have to leave. It's crazy. It's like,
okay, like she's flirting so brazenly in front of her abusive husband.
I know, it's insane. It makes, I don't know, it doesn't make any sense. It's bad. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love him driving away. And like, it is not clear to me if we're hearing the inside of her mind or if we're supposed to be hearing literally the car crash, like from her sabotaging his car or whatever.
It's crazy because like it has not really been hinted at that this was the plan. This is the first reveal that there is ever going to be a car crash. I like to think that this was the inside of her head. She was like, huh, he's driving a car. Soon he'll be driving a car and dead. The car crash is a metaphor for a car crash.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it's Fuck Mansion, you know?
It's Fuck Mansion. One last thing I have to say is that Jeffrey Marsh has the same name as Jeffrey Marsh, 2010's non-binary influencer extraordinaire. Do you remember this person?
Oh my God. Oh wow. I had forgotten. I didn't know that's so funny.
Yeah. I think they're still at it. Back when you could be famous for having a gender. I miss those days.
Wow.
Hope they're doing well. Their Wikipedia tells me that in 2016 they gave an interview to Newsmax. Uh-oh. So that's just a little fun fact. Could it be the same person? Nope.
Man, this is a real, like, just speaking of your recent video about like visibility and like reflecting on the kind of 2010s, this Wikipedia page is a real time machine. In 2016, CBS described Marsh as the internet's most beloved anti-bully. They created the hashtag no time to hate myself and hashtag don't say that's so gay on Vine to combat homophobia. Man, it was a different time. It was a different time.
To combat homophobia and bring awareness to the gay identity. And gay is like a blue link in case you need to know what that is.
Well, yeah, you need awareness. Okay, that's our Fuck Mansion.
That's Gay Corner. All right.
Yeah.
Next up we have a cute and actually pretty interesting little scene. Okay, this is principally Ed and Doc Hayward sitting at the diner together. Ed has invited the doctor here to talk about like, hey, what do I do about my awesome, sexy wife who has been fucking me so much that I feel like I've been hit by a timber truck every morning.
Yeah.
And specifically, like, she wants to date boys. What do I do? To which Doc Hayward's response, I think, is like gives us a lot to chew on. She says, tell her to be home by 9 o'clock on school nights. So essentially, like, become her father figure, right? Like, you need to
Yes.
discipline her, you need to bring her in line, and that'll solve your problem.
Yeah, like later on. Or it's like it feels like he's trying to give a like, she'll do what she does, but, set limits or whatever. But like and then like that's reinforced later. Sorry, I'm interrupting you, but I should let
No,
you
no, no, go
finish.
for it, go for it.
Well, just like yeah, like later on, he's like talking about Donna going off to see James, and he's like, Ed's like, it's not easy being a parent, and it's like they're bonding over this. This part. There's like the other half of the scene that we'll get to, but this first half is kind of insane.
Yeah, no, it is. Like, the blurred boundaries between child and husband are fucked. Also, like, the person that Ed is actually a father figure to, James, has been skipping school, and Ed is just like, he has emotions.
He's in fuck mansion.
Yeah, like, he's not worried fucking at all.
Yeah. No, it's okay. One, it did make me laugh, and it is stupid and bad, but the like, is she sexually active? Active? I feel like I got hit by a timber truck every morning, just like the opposite of the are you sexually active? I just sort of lie there like joke. But it's like, again, there is such a sense with this, and frankly later on too, that like the show is trying to in some ways put itself in conversation with the show that it was in season 1, and like the parts of season 2 where David Lynch was there.
Mm-hmm.
And it really to me has the effect of they built a house of cards and now we're throwing a bowling ball through it every time, because like we were even like whatever everything we talked about like incest, like predation, and then just like, yeah, by the way, Nadine's really strong, she wants to fuck these teenage boys, she would kill them, but I fuck her instead, and if she beats the shit out of me every night, she's kind of like my daughter if you think about it. It's just like it's insane. It's like
I thought I was just missing the nuances of this, but I think you're right. I think it is just doing everything.
yeah, no, it's like it's this is the sauce to me. It's just like it's looking at the like, and still like fraught and messy in its own ways, like early Twin Peaks kind of like establishing these themes and stuff, and just like launching a like the Halo or like rocket launcher at it. You know what I mean?
Man. Oh, that's great. At least they're doing something, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. So what's the other half of this scene, Lily?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Other half of the scene. Norma comes up to the table and is like, extra potatoes for you, my sweet boy. And they have a flirty little moment. Doc Hayward leaves and they just talk about how, Hank's in jail, so now we can finally be boyfriend, girlfriend. Let's go to a cabin with some venison steaks. It's cute. I love it. I feel like it's not going to work out.
Yeah, I think I am rooting for them. I think the actors have chemistry. I like when they do that. I also love her being like, wait,
Yeah.
Nadine took out Hank, when they talk about, and it's like, people just don't know about that she's the fucking Incredible Hulk. Like,
have you not known her entire life, right? Like,
oh, it's so funny. Yeah.
I love that Nadine has acted in a way that actually directly benefits both of them instead of just making things more complicated,
That's a good point, hashtag trans rights or whatever.
Trans rights, baby.
Anyway, it's 4 p.m. Time for your fuck mansion. It's what it feels like every time we go back to this plot line.
Oh, dude. Okay. My only note for this scene is this is so whatever. I think I'm officially over it.
Yeah. So it's whatever. James is gonna leave fuck mansion, and everyone's like, no, don't. One of my notes says hashtag love is love. I think she says something to him about like,
is love wrong or something?
Yeah, he's like, this is wrong. And she's like, no, love is love.
Maybe she was learning from Jeffrey Marsh.
Exactly. She's like, please don't leave me alone with him. I feel like there's something here. There's something about like this, again, trying to in some way be in conversation with the idea of Laura Palmer. This blonde woman who's like finds herself attracted to or stuck with this abusive man, and having a like complicated, like complex of attraction and fear and wanting to get away and wanting to express attraction in it to have control over it. And like, don't leave me alone with him, but also I want to fuck you, but also I guess I'm setting you up to kill him. But it doesn't have any of the sauce. It is, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing going on there. It's just fuck mansion.
I think I finally understand what people say when they say the James actor is just not a very good actor.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say, like, if he, like, I don't know, because here's the thing. Okay, I think about, like, Mulholland Drive and how the whole first half of Mulholland Drive, you could think that, like, those are bad actresses, but they're just being like that because, like, on purpose to create this sense of, like, unreality, you know? And I don't know if the James actor is doing that intentionally, but I think I am still, like, he's not doing good actor. No one, fucking Evelyn Marsh is not acting well, but I think the flatness and cardboardness of it, like, straight up, every scene between them is acted as if it's the 3 minutes at the beginning of a softcore pornography.
Yeah.
And it just makes me it makes me fucking laugh every time. And like even like when James was like earlier in the show, when it did have more sauce, every time James was doing like quote unquote bad acting and just like walking around and going like, no, this was just like Laura and I'm sad about it. It speaks to me, you know, I'm charmed.
Yeah. Good.
Anyway, so that's our fuck mansion. We can go back to Cooper.
Great.
Okay, so they're looking at the chessboard. This is another one of like so many times this episode, they're just like, and by the way, here's some more lore about Wyndham Earle. We played chess every day for 3 years, and I lost them all. He thought that all the mysteries of life were contained on the chessboard. And by the way, I didn't tell you something, but that we were protecting a witness. And I forget if he says it here, but he definitely said it in a previous episode that like he was sleeping with her, he was in love with her, except when he says to Audrey, like, I can't be in love. And, you know, she was killed in the same way that this vagrant was killed. And I think that Earle killed her and that she witnessed the crime that he committed. And his mind is like a diamond.
It's so contrived. So he was assigned to protect someone, a witness of the crime that he himself committed, and it's just there's so many like needless twists and turns to this.
Yeah. I think the only thing to really note here is that like when he mentions Carolyn, we get this like fade, like it kind of reminds me of like way back at the beginning when James had his like crazy memory of Laura being like, I love you, James. We get this like overlay of like black and white Carolyn to just kind of be like, yeah, and that was her.
Yeah, that's kind of fun. That's kind of stylistic, at least.
Yeah, it is again just like a literally faded like colorless re-implementation of an idea from earlier. So I don't know, it's there. You know,
that's a fair point. I have one more thing to say about the scene, which is that Dale, what a guy, what a good sport. So they played chess over 1,000 times. They played chess every day for 3 years. That is 1,100 and something times, and he lost every single one, and he just kept going. I mean, that's got to say something. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't lose 3 times in a row and keep playing.
Hashtag never give up. It gets better. Love is love.
I feel like the specter of 2016 is really haunting this episode.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Take us to Wally's hideout. Oh, fucking forgot that was what it was called.
Yeah, okay, so Wally's hideout is like the bar in the town where Evelyn lives, where James is staying. It's where they met. Donna pulls up here and she's asking around for a James. Evelyn like lies and says like, oh, he was staying with me to do some work, but he left this morning he said something about the ocean, Mexico, I think. Like, just totally bullshitting.
Yeah.
The reason I claimed this, okay, first of all, this feels it's so silly. Like, this is just setting up that Donna will be at the house later, because I guess she followed Evelyn home or whatever. But like, she didn't need to be at the house either. Like, that's pointless.
No, yeah. And like, okay, I was gonna say this later, but I'll just say it now. This whole plotline this episode is just everyone involved going back and forth. Because it's like, James is like, I'm gonna leave. No, I'm not gonna leave, because I'll fix the car. No, but I am gonna leave. And then Evelyn is like, oh, you can stay. Okay, I'm going to set you up. No, but I changed my mind. I'm running in to tell you, run, run. And Donna's like, okay, I'm going to go to Wally's hideout. And then is like, oh, she's redirected to Mexico. But then she's like, okay, I'm just going to follow her. Like, everything that happens is just like setting up one thing and then going, never mind, we'll do the other one. Like,
You're so right. It's a bunch of fake outs over stuff that like barely matters.
yeah.
Seeing these two ladies in the room at the same time just made me think, I think I understand two things. First of all, I think I understand why David Lynch was later in life a staunch trans ally. I think it's because he loves ladies with like enormous cheekbones.
That's so true.
Both of these women, and I didn't realize it until they were together, have really sharp cheekbones and a really sharp jawline. And, that's gender.
That is gender.
So that's one thing. But then the second thing I have to say is that it also made me realize, so David Lynch is great at picking someone with a really striking face, right? And I actually think the characters introduced in these episodes where he has not been around have generally looked and been styled in a much less striking way. But specifically with Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Carol Strachan as the giant and Evelyn, these are all characters with super hollowed out faces in a way that I think makes them feel like closer to death,
Yeah.
Like it makes them feel a little bit ghostly, a little bit haunted in a way that totally works for me. So as ever, good casting, I think. I mean, okay, not if you're looking for skills, but he knew how to choose an interesting face.
Yeah. Okay, there is one other important thing about this scene. We get a return of our favorite musical, our favorite song from the soundtrack.
Oh yeah, let's do it together.
It's just you and I. Together for love.
You get it.
I did cheer and fist pump at hearing that come back. So,
They played a really awkward amount of it, and they played it as like...
I know, it just cut off like halfway through a line. It's so funny.
Yeah. No further comment, actually.
Yep. It's time for Tales from the Log.
Welcome back to Tales from the Log. You know what it is. Who's not in this episode, Sadie? I can think of a few people.
Yeah, hit me.
As ever, Sarah Palmer, one of the most interesting characters in the show, is fucking nowhere.
Oh my god, yeah, that's true.
We don't know anything about what's going on. It really bothers me. But then who else? We also don't really have.
Sorry, I'm gonna say something serious for a second about that.
Yeah, go
which
for it.
Which is like, I think it's such a part of the idea of early Twin Peaks is like, there's been a murder. We're not just moving on from it and forgetting it and moving on to the next case, like CSI, whatever. We're staying and seeing how it continues to affect this grieving mother over like however many episodes. And it just dropped that. I think realizing that, I think that is one of the most damning things I can say about this stretch of season 2 is like that kind of core idea where we're just like, no, now we're on to fucking the drug Canadians, and now we're on to Wyndham Earle, and the idea of like how is Sarah Palmer continuing to live her life after her daughter and husband, who was a demon, are both dead. We just don't see it at all.
I agree, it's damning. And like, I'm fine having all the schlocky, genre stuff as long as we also have the grounded, horrifying thing.
Yeah.
Both is great. Similarly, also I've complained about this so many times, God, but the fact that the horrors that Ben did have just been thrown out the window and not reckoned with.
Yeah.
Audrey is just deciding that it's fine, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so who else is not in this episode?
We have Bobby. We don't have Mike the Snake. We don't have Nadine, actually.
Oh, true. Yeah. Okay, because here's the thing. I feel like the answer to what is going on with Sarah Palmer and Josie off screen are both really depressing, probably.
Yeah.
What is Nadine doing off screen? The last time we saw her, she fucking put Hank in the hospital. And you were saying that you thought at the like last episode, you were like, I think that she's been like, this has shaken her back into knowing that she's not a teenager.
Yeah, I thought so.
I feel like that's not the case. It seems to me that's not the case based on like the conversation that like Ed was having, right?
Yeah, I like at the end of that fight in the last scene. Sorry, Vic is just standing here making the funniest faces at me.
Shout out.
Shout out to Vic. Because in their scene, at the end of the Hank and Nadine fight scene last episode, like she goes like, "Oh, Eddie, my Ed," and she seems more grounded. But yeah, I guess not. I guess she's back in Fantasyland trying to date boys, which is disappointing. I'm ready to see her come back to reality, personally.
What do you think she's doing trying to date boys off screen?
I mean, she's clearly very persistent with Mike. That's probably still going.
What's her like peacocking display?
I think she's maybe throwing boys like shot put into a big like a one of those lazy river love boat things, like in the Archie comic, you know. She's just like schlonging them perfectly into the little tubes or rafts or whatever, and then she's hopping in and she's covering them in kisses. That's one idea.
No, I think that's the idea. I think that's what she's doing. Tales from the log. Nadine is throwing boys like shot put into a lazy riverboat. She's schlonging them perfectly into the tubes.
Yeah.
And then jumping in alongside them and showering them with kisses. That's what happened. We both saw it in the episode.
And that's that.
Yeah. Anyway, the next scene is fucking Ben, who's still on his fucking Civil War bullshit. So he's doing that shit. Jerry finally comes back in, and Jacoby's like, "Oh, this is actually great." I think Ben is referring to Jerry as Jeb, another Southern general, and he's like, "This is actually really healthy. He's in reversing the defeat of the South." Wow, I kind of got a little Jacoby in me. I didn't realize I could do a Jacoby impression, but I kind of am.
Solid. You got the hoarseness just right.
Yeah. And he will reverse his own misfortune. And then he's just like sitting in his high chair watching him while like Audrey and Jerry come in.
And I think he's holding a notebook, but I feel like he's just doodling.
That is absolutely the vibe. And then the scene ends in, I think, the craziest way, which is Ben turns on a fan so that he can stand and have the flag like trailing behind him in the wind, and him and Jacoby sing Dixie whatever. Oh, I wish I was in the land of cotton. He's
crazy.
Like, I'm gonna march on Washington and then we'll walk on our treasured fields. It's insane.
It's honestly like, it's really funny, but it's also pretty chilling. Like, specifically, they're shouting it. Like, they're really going for it.
Yeah. I mean, I put this like image in the show notes of just like the most cursed image of just Jacoby holding the Confederate flag with the subtitles singing, "Oh, I wish I was in the land of cotton." It's bad. It's really bad.
The grin on his face is like a "Here's Johnny" level demented.
Yes.
Is it bad if this is my favorite moment in the episode?
Damn. I mean, tell me more.
Oh, it just feels like something is overtaking them, the same way that like when Wieland would sing a song, it was like, oh, something really outside of them is happening. And I don't think that's literally true, but their passion is just so outsized for the rest of the like soapy acting that is like, this episode is a little more on the melodrama, but this is like, yep, show tunes, yep, the energy just really sort of jolted me awake.
I think there is some amount of like serious analysis to be done about this scene, which so often with these episodes, I've just been like, I don't know, man, it's crazy town. But
Yeah.
feels like it's trying to pick up some of the threads from earlier Twin Peaks of the idea of America. And they love America, but it's also evil. And like, I think the way that like we were looking at the judge with
Hmm.
his like young girlfriend, whatever, like there is that like undercurrent. And this feels like trying to pick that up in a really clumsy way. Cause it's like, he's being the Confederates and marching on Washington for a Confederate victory, waving the Confederate flag. It doesn't have the nuance. It doesn't have the like sense of sometimes tension or ambiguity, and it's just
Yeah.
like a caricatured, exploded version of it. That's like, yeah, and he's being the Confederates now. And I think it is in like making an effort to be in conversation with those threads earlier in the show, but it's just kind of crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to claim that it is like as thoughtful as anything that has happened outside of pretty much this episode.
And yeah, just like the fade out of them singing into like the waterfall, like fade out as they're singing this like southern like nationalist anthem is, I don't know, it's crazy.
Is this trying to say like, well, basically, Laura's body having been discovered in the water, like it's trying to draw a link between what they're doing and like murder and death, perhaps?
I think we could read that.
But also, they show the waterfall all the time when like none of that is relevant. So maybe it's just a pretty waterfall.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, this was my first "this show is insane" note, which there will be more in the rest of the episode. Um, okay, this next scene is a weird scene. So Garland Briggs walks into the sheriff's station looking drunk as fuck, just fucking stumbling around. He's given water and kind of comes back to, basically to just say, I love the Air Force and I swore a pledge of allegiance, but I think that they're looking for the White Lodge for not ideologically pure reasons. Anyway, there's going to be a great trouble. I'll be in the shadows. And then he leaves, and that's the whole scene.
Yeah. Yeah. Another like, don't forget about this one.
Yeah. Yeah, but I do just I don't know why he's like that when he walks in. Like, was he like, is it supposed to be like the lingering effects of being in the dimension or whatever? My note was just Garland was getting fucking sloshed in the dimension.
No, but like 2 seconds after, he's completely fine. And like he was also fine basically last time we saw him. At least like he wasn't on the verge of passing out. So I don't know. It feels like there were two versions of this scene that were sort of just sewn together.
Yeah, yeah, it's a weird one. It's a
Weird
weird one. Like
one.
maybe setting up hashtag weird one. All right, all right. um. Oh wow. Okay. Speaking of weird ones, tell me about the next scene.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, Briggs leaves the room, and the gentlemen are just like sitting there pensively for about 3.5 seconds before Andy goes in with his just like arms out, shoulders hunched in his like silly boy position, being like, guys, you're gonna want to see this or whatever.
Mhm.
And basically, Dr. Jacoby, I guess, has been examining, inspecting, spending time with Lana, the recently widowed.
I think it's very implied that they've been fucking.
Oh yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But the like what he says, what Jacoby says is like, I've spent almost the last 24 hours with this charming young lady. We First of all, we've seen him other places in the last 24 hours in this outfit, but whatever. And I have to say, she would never kill anyone, and she's awesome at fucking. Like, I love, oh my God, she bounced on that like crazy. And that's the main takeaway that I have from my psych exam of her. She, uh, I'm not even bold enough to say the thing that I was going to say. Um, but basically, like, don't even worry about it. She's not
Wait,
a.
what were you gonna say?
No, it's fine. This will be my little it'll be hinted at in the waveform of the episode, and if you go look at the waveform, you'll see what it really is. That's not true. uh I'm getting a little restless. Sorry. Okay. So the entire police force is like, whoo, isn't she something? And you're free to go. Go on. And they leave to go, I think, bowling or something. And then the mayor in the lobby pulls a gun on them and is like, "You killed my brother. I know it. You little tramp." Um, Dale talks him down by being like, "Okay, don't shoot. Just like go in a room and talk with her, okay? Like if you want to shoot her, you can shoot her later." The cops stand guard outside of the room. They allow the mayor with a gun into this closed room with the woman that he came here to shoot.
Yeah. I think they take his gun. I think they take the gun.
No, the gun is still in the room, I swear.
They don't? Man, this show's crazy.
And I had a minute of like, oh shit, is this like a Lonely Souls moment? Is this going to be like she's literally going to die? But no, they go back in after a commercial break. Like,
yes!
They're waiting for anywhere between like 5 and 20 minutes. Or
It's so funny. It's insane.
They go back in and the mayor's like, "We're going to adopt a baby." I don't know whose voice that is, but
yeah, covered in kisses.
Yeah. And I guess that's the scene, right? Like they're just together now because the mayor's brother is just like the mayor, and he reminds me of so much of my dead husband who I love.
This is insane. This is the most like what the fuck is happening. And okay, here's the thing. This scene I think is insane, and this is the Twin Peaks season 2 sauce to me. This is
Sure.
like this makes no fucking sense. It's insane. It's misogynist. And it's just I'm having fun the whole time. Like, okay, from the top, Andy is like, yeah, come talk. You need to come see this lady. Jacoby's like, hey, by the way, I fucked her so bad and I didn't die, so I can affirm that she's not cursed. And then like Dale and Harry fucking zoom in on her feet, the fucking Foot brothers, and are like, wowie. And then Dale's like, let me be the first to congratulate you. I see this in your notes too. What the fuck is over what?
Yeah.
Like that she's not under suspicion for fucking? Like, what's happening? What are they?
I think it's like, let me congratulate you that you're so good at having sex, little lady.
It's crazy. And just like, and then this fucking guy shows up, the fucking Statler and Waldorf guy. I do love, Dale's like, we just need to talk. And he says, I don't want to talk. I want to shoot. That is funny. And then just them being like, yeah, leave him with her. And then like her preternatural sexiness is back, and she not only will be in love with everyone she talks to, but they will fall in love with her. And now they're adopting a baby together. It's insane. What is this plot line? Why did they introduce this? What's happening? Every part of it. Also, I feel like we stopped commenting on it because it just kind of like I became used to it. But Jacoby's outfit is insane. He's rocking like a pink like blazer, long trench coaty blazer, yellow shirt, red tie with a like embroidered quote unquote Hawaiian woman on it. His crazy sunglasses and like fucking like nardwar plaid pants.
Yeah, with suspenders.
Also, this is like the first time that I think that the show has done a like mid-scene commercial break since Maddie's murder.
I think you're right. Maybe they just like weren't sure how else to convey the passage of time, But it is funny to have that in your toolkit and use it only those 2 times.
Yeah. Like half my notes on the scene are just what's happening. I forgot all about these fucking cranky old men, and then every time they show up I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about you and this plot. And it's just like and then they're just like, yeah, you did threaten to kill her, but it's okay, you can go now, it's all worked out, you're getting married, this is fine. It's insane.
I hope you'll all forgive me for my boorish behavior, he says. And like, nah, man, you just threatened to mass shoot all of us.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know what's happening.
Crazy?
I don't know what's happening. It's crazy.
Want to keep it going?
Yes, take us away. Or no, I will take us away. Okay, so now
you take me away.
I'm taking you away for murder. So we're going to Catherine and Pete. And again, this is like Pete is charming, and then I remember that he's also complicit in what they're doing to Josie, and I hate it. But this whole scene is also one of the first times the show has just done the like non-diegetic classical music playing over the whole thing, to like accentuate it. We also open with a bunch of shots of totem poles,
Mm-hmm.
which I put in quotation marks because I'm not particularly knowledgeable about like West Coast indigenous like actual like cultural practices, but I do feel like the show would not surprise me if these are just like totem poles in a way that is not actually like doesn't make any fucking sense. But it is sure just
yeah.
throwing them all on screen. And the scene is basically Catherine is like, okay, so it opens and Pete is like, oh, they're laying out some kind of buffet or something. I don't even know what for, but he's like, oh no, we don't have the weenies for a buffet. And Catherine is like, hey, come here. I have exposition to tell you. He's like, do you ever think about how I survived the fire and what resources I used to get Ben? And Pete's like, well, now that you mention it, yeah. And she's like, well,
Hadn't thought to ask about it until this moment, how my wife was dead and then wasn't dead.
and she's like, yeah, by the way, my cousin is alive, which we learned last episode or the episode before. But yeah, Andrew Packard is still there, and he's like, oh my goodness. And he's like, blah, 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 backstory. He was a business partner with Thomas Eckerd, the guy that Josie told us about. He says, I knew lumber. He knew Hong Kong. And then he got the better of him in a piece of business, and Eckerd tried to kill him. And Josie was working for him. And I fucking hate the bit when he's like, I've never known Josie's seductive powers to fail because they'll find out if she's still working for him because Eckerd's coming to town. Boo. Hate it.
Yeah.
And then we get a little shot of Eckerd and some lady who he's with checking in at the hotel. We gotta zoom in on his sunglasses as we see the fireplace in the sunglasses. Ooh, fire, and like cross-cutting that with the hotel from the outside so the like vapor from the waterfall looks like smoke. What do you have to say about this scene?
Well, I do really love that Pete is by far the dumbest person in this plotline. Everyone but him is conspiring, to varying degrees of success, but he's just here worried about not asking for hot dogs. So this is the Andrew reveal. I like that he has like a bit of a mid-Atlantic accent, and I think it's like a pinstripe suit that he's wearing. He just feels like out of place, out of time.
Yeah.
In a way that I can't really explain why that would be the choice they made for him, but I it's distinct. I think it's kind of cool. Beyond that, the fire in the sunglasses, I want to be impressed, but all I could think of is the shot of like little Nicky in the devil costume with fire all around him. That is unfortunately how it landed for me.
I do think it's funny that he's Andrew, because I didn't clock that this is another instance of two characters having the same name. Like we had Bob and Bobby and Mike the Snake, and we have Andy, and this is Andrew.
Oh my god, yeah. Why did they do it like this?
I don't know. Duality, doppelgangers, I don't know.
I get that with Bob and Bobby and whatever, but with these two Andrews, what could they possibly have in common? I guess they're both tall.
Yeah, it's the tall. They're making us think about tall.
That's all I got.
Yeah, I feel like this is another one that, like, as soon as I think about everything we've been told about Josie's history with this guy and, like, what the implications are for her for another second, I'm like, oh, God, I hate it. I just don't like it. But as a scene, I don't know. It kind of comes and goes. I think it's sure, we're seeing the stuff. I agree that there is, as far as setting up these schemes, less sauce than when we see this stuff happening in season 1, for sure. Speaking of Josie, we get another little thing there in which, so this is like the kind of just a preface to this next scene, in which we have Harry and Coop talking. Coop is just reading a book about Tibet, and Harry's like, I need you to do me a favor. And Coop is like, hey, I work for you now. If you say drink coffee, I'll drink coffee. And there's like a little, like, Harry has a little pause of like, haha, yeah. Anyway, like, kind of like, okay, man. And he shows him an article about Jonathan, the guy that kind of had showed up to kind of chase down Josie, has been killed. And he's like, Josie said she got away with him. I don't know if she had anything to do with it, but look into it. But The article clipping that he shows Coop is insane.
Yeah, I didn't pause to read it.
So one, the headline is Asian man killed, 2 exclamation points. Just one, racist, frankly. 2, just Asian man killed. Anyway, 2, and also like what newspaper did you get this to whose style guide is to use 2 exclamation points? Also, the text of the article is just like, I know it wasn't, but the vibe is AI generated, just like, or like just.
It's fluff, right? There's no substance to it.
And also, it's not even about a guy being killed. Future plans will, of necessity, have great bearing on the situation as it now stands. Decisions will have to be made of the actual planning of the project. Will take considerable time, but it is felt that these steps are very important. However, several committee chairpersons feel that like, what's going on? They show it all. They couldn't even have written up a, like... plausible.
Yeah.
I know this is a little bit sort of a Sin's dig, but it is just like, what's going on? What is this, like, the most, like, copy pasted in another article description, the guy's picture, and just Asian man killed is crazy.
This is crazy. Okay, details concerning the action have been preliminary investigation. It is felt that only a more detailed study the true facts will become known or whatever. Like, I think that this is probably pulled from an article that had been written already about the Ghostwood project. That's my guess.
Yeah, that would make sense, honestly. Yeah, I agree. So fucking weird little scene. I guess he's dead. Rip to Jonathan.
It was fast enough that I watched this episode twice and I did not manage to read the headline Asian man killed. Like, I didn't know that. I thought he was just in the news.
Yeah. Kind of cringe, kind of bad.
Yeah.
Tell us about what we learned about little Nicky.
Oh yeah. So little Nicky. He's not the devil, folks. He's not the devil from the Bible. Doc Hayward comes in to the police station and is basically like, all right, boys, Andy, Dick, listen up, sit down. Let me tell you, he was, well, we're given like his early life backstory, which is pretty heavy and tragic, which is that his mother was an immigrant who worked at the Great Northern, and then she was assaulted in an alleyway, which like led to the birth of little Nicky. She decided to carry the fetus to term because she believed in the American dream or something. Like, she wanted a better life for the babe. It's a little confounding.
Yeah.
So she died in childbirth, and then Nicky bounced between different homes for years and then found a lovely home until his foster parents then died on an icy road in a car accident. Andy and Dick are both sobbing. They are both, I presume, like, ashamed to have doubted him. And honestly, very little of what I want to talk about in this scene has to do with this. I want to call out, Doc Hayward has a great line when Dick keeps like interrupting him, which is like, when I delivered you into this world, I did not drop you into your head. I'm starting to wish I had, or something.
Wait.
So the reveal that Dick Tremaine was born here. He's not British.
I didn't put that together, but that's true. He's just like that. That's so
like
funny.
That. God, I really like that detail.
I didn't put that together. That's so funny.
I went to high school with this kid who insisted that he spoke in a British accent because his grandmother was British or whatever, and it just like wasn't true. He just like did it for fun all through high school.
Oh, that's really funny.
Awesome. Yeah, great touch. Great bit of character building.
Twin Peaks season 2, you are one interesting chica.
Do you have any thoughts on Nikki's like backstory?
I mean, okay, one, I think it's worth saying, and like, I don't know, we talked about this when we watched The Straight Story, and like that movie sure had a like borderline regressive approach to the idea of abortion. I think that is also happening here. It definitely is a like, yeah, you know, she was assaulted, but she didn't get an abortion. She carried the baby to term because of the American dream or whatever. And it's like supposed to be like tragic but inspirational. I think it sucks, and I think it is really funny. This is another one of those that I'm like, you are one interesting chica.
Yeah.
And also just what a Like this plot line of them thinking he's the devil, breaking into a place, doing all these investigations, and then just get told no, and you should feel really bad about it, and they cry. Is like pointless but charming in a way that does kind of hit the Twin Peaks, like check some of the boxes for me. But it is more insane and incomprehensible. Like, I think so much of this stretch of season 2 is like so many things are happening, but also nothing is happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's plot ping-ponging, but I do enjoy this just because I really dug the "Is he the devil?" plotline.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I have a bit of a thing, which is like, so Doc Hayward just like waves away, is basically like, don't worry about how I got this information. I cut through the red tape. Is there any reason a doctor who is not treating little Nicky would be entitled to his adoption file? Like, what do you mean you cut through the red tape? Couldn't the police have done that if you can? Like,
Yeah.
anyway, you don't need to worry about it. It's no fun if you worry about it.
Lily, you have a note that I need you to say.
Okay, yeah. Nikki's life story is introduced with the line, Nikki entered this world through the back door where hope and promise never see the light. The butthole.
Yeah.
That's all.
I guess like the other thing going on here is we do have, again, the show like introducing like pointed like visual and audio decisions, and I don't know if they go anywhere, but we do have one. There's this like weird sound effect whoosh that keeps playing as they're like learning the story, and then there's like the big thing where she swats a fly and we get this close up of the fly with the blood. I kind of feel like my read on a lot of that stuff at this point of the season is like, it does feel like they have identified that one of the traits of Twin Peaks is having these like making decisions like this, of like putting something in a scene like that to just do a thing. I think in earlier Twin Peaks, it felt like those were, even if in the moment it just felt surprising and like, what? Why is that here? You would look back at it in retrospect and be like, oh, it was kind of all pointing at like some key themes for us to take away.
Sure.
And I don't really know why there's a fly swatted here, and I don't really know why we have this like whoosh sound effect that keeps playing throughout the scene, but it is striking. I don't know. Do you have thoughts?
I think I just thought it was cool for that stylistic reason, but like it was just a cool break in the rhythm of this episode.
Yeah.
But in terms of like what it means, I guess I'm thinking about the blood thing. I'm thinking about how like the mom died in childbirth and then this mosquito died. Is that something? Maybe, who knows? It's not that inspiring once I actually think about it. I think I wonder if their method for coming up with these like striking unexplained images is just like a little bit different than David Lynch's or something.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't feel like there's as much substance to it. I agree.
Yeah. But hey, that's that scene. Lily, it's 4 p.m. It's time for your fuck mansion.
It's fuck, how is it again 4 p.m.? Oh, I'm rubbed raw.
Oh my god.
Okay, sorry, that was terrible. I hope my parents don't listen to this show.
I'm gonna call them. I'm gonna tell them that you you said that about fuck mansion.
Okay. James is finally leaving. He's packing a bag, and Evelyn goes, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "What does it look like?" She's like, "No, don't leave. I love you." And then she's like, "Wait, do leave."
Yeah.
Because Jeffrey is dead. The police are here. God, this whole like criminal plot is so silly. It would appear that it is revealed in this episode that James was working on his car only for Evelyn to hijack the repairs so that he would die in a car accident, right? To which I would say, why not just hijack the car and like tell him it's fixed? Like, why did you need to fix it and then mess something up?
Like, I guess to have someone to pin it on is the idea. Is like, if it were to come out that the car was sabotaged, they could be like, oh my god, this James fellow did it. Put him in jail.
Yeah, that could have been it. And then
But then she was too in love and she couldn't go through with it.
this makes a lot of sense actually, because like it does seem an episode or two ago like she is actually conspiring against James in some way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess she just changes her mind here. It's revealed my brother is not my brother, which was also a whole other thing. Like they had the sibling makeout scene, like for nothing.
Also, okay, now that I think about that, that feels there just to like tell us, the audience, and by the way, don't worry, we're not doing Jaime Lannister shit, because like, as far as her saying that to James, like James is like, you set me up, and she's like, no, it was Malcolm's idea, he's not my brother. That doesn't mean anything to James, and James is just like, okay, and leaves. Like, it doesn't, you know what I mean? Like,
Why do I care that he's not your brother? Yeah.
yeah, it's just for us. It's so funny. I mean, my first note here is just, you're never escaping from fuck mention, boy. But then he does. So I guess it was he escaped from. Okay. And then he leaves and Donna's just out there.
She's just standing there and like, it's nighttime now. How long has she been there?
Yeah, she's just being fucking Harriet the Spy. And then they run off together, I guess. I don't know. And like,
There's
she's
no
like,
clear reason why she needs to be there. There's no clear reason why she went to, like, none of this meant anything.
well, and she's like, hurry, we need to leave. Why would she know what's going on? She just knows the cops showed up. Like,
Yeah.
so, I mean, honestly, I think I believe this is the end of Fuck Mansion. And
Yeah, that's okay with me, I think.
I think me too. I think, like, I guess we've probably said how we feel about it. I think on the whole, I like Fuck Mansion. I think of Fuck Mansion, I start chuckling immediately because of how fucking stupid it all is. And you know, it's charmed me as a completely nothing plot line. You know, there was like, we had so many scenes, like every episode we had like 2 scenes at Fuck Mansion and nothing happened. They were the same like 2 scenes over and over. It was
They
just
were
them
repairing the car. Sorry, you go.
yeah, it's either one, he's repairing the car and she's like, you know, you use that wrench well. I've got something broken that you can fix. Or him talking to Malcolm and Malcolm's like, I think that we should kill Jeffrey Marsh, but I'm too pussy to do it. Or them fucking, and or James being like, oh, I need to leave, but I don't want, oh, I don't know. And that's that we had that we like had each of those 3 times over the past like 4 episodes, and that was Fuck Mansion. And now
They
he's
spend
gone.
the whole time just thinking about stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not even really especially interesting stuff.
Yeah. So
Fuck Mansion. It burned down today.
exactly, rip. Okay, we then have our last scene. I love your note here. But so Leo, we saw him run out like Frankenstein's monster, and he does kind of keep doing that, just kind of running through the woods, just kind of going like, oh, Shelley, oh, bad girl, where is she? And he stumbles upon a cabin, and he's, upon looking inside, I think the first thing he sees is a bunch of flutes.
A bunch of flutes and this like spiky flute shaped thing that I take as some sort of torture implement, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. And then, of course, a mysterious man with a chessboard. He's like, I'm Wyndham Earle. Oh,
Specifically, call me Wyndham. Long pause. Wyndham Earle. Oh, that Wyndham.
Please read your notes.
Oh, yeah. Well, baby. We can't forget about 2 truths and a lie.
Of course,
right?
of course.
One of your 2 truths / maybe a lie was Leo Johnson enters a non-consensual S&M relationship with Wyndham Earle. I had voted that was going to be true, I think, and as of right now, non-consensual S&M stocks are way up, baby. I'm feeling good because he had that spiky thing, and there's a cabin, and yeah, I'm on top of the world. I'm all in.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
I don't know if the flutes play into this somehow.
Yeah, they're gonna
Maybe
play.
he's really bad at playing them.
Yeah, they're gonna play the flute together.
Consensually, I hope.
Oh, actually, I when I look at our notes from last episode, you did say that this one was true, and you specifically said Wyndham's sick chess move delivery engine. And he will whip Leo to indicate where the queen moves. He films it and sends the tape. So,
oh fuck yeah,
that could still be what's about to happen.
That's really funny. I stand by it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the episode.
That's the episode. Want to move on to our closing segments?
Absolutely. Do you have any crazy dreams?
I haven't had any crazy dreams, but I have a promising lead,
Okay.
which is that Daniel recently gifted me this tea or this tisane called valerian root tea. Have you heard of it?
Yes.
The idea is that it makes your dreams really funky and weird and vivid. So my plan is for the next little while, I'm going to have some before bed and I'm going to think about Twin Peaks really hard. And I think I might have a breakthrough. I'm feeling good about this.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I don't even know what fucking like plot is left to predict, you know? Like like, oh, I think they're going to stand around a little bit and make some faces. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I think like as like post episode like retrospective on this, because my broad memory of season 2 was that there's a lot of it that is stupid and funny, and then there's a bit I think around now where it like kind of starts to drag, you know?
yeah.
I think we might be starting to hit that.
Mm.
But I don't know. I don't want to be pessimistic. Like I genuinely don't really remember what is in the next handful of episodes, but again, with how much fun I had with Fuck Mansion, I'm like optimistic about what will come. But I do think that it's like,
Sure.
especially like the stretch of season 2 is so much longer than like the stuff before this, and that it is so much less condensed, or in the sense like so much less like densely packed with things happening and stuff to think about. And I think we are kind of feeling that as these episodes go, you know?
Yeah. I definitely agree with you. This is the first episode, I think, where I'm like, oh, it's a good thing we're doing a podcast because I'm worried I would have fallen off of this.
Yeah, yeah. I think season 1 and like the you know, whatever, the pre-reveal stretch of Twin Peaks, I think anyone can watch. Well, you have to be into it, but like you can just sit down and watch and have a great time. I think this stretch of season 2, is one of those like you need to watch it with someone so that you can make fun of Fuck Mansion together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. You need to know it's easier to laugh at something when there's someone to laugh with, and you need to do that.
Wow,
Or
love is love.
Sadie, did you have any dreams?
I want to share a dream that Maya, my girlfriend, had.
Yeah.
This is just a funny one. I had a dream that, so Maya's parents live in Ontario. The dream was that Maya was like, oh, I'm looking at like you know, very far out in Ontario. It was like, oh, I'm looking at train tickets to come visit, but they're really expensive.
Mhm.
And Maya's mom was like, oh, you know what? We'll pay for it and we'll take it out of your Skype premium fund and you'll just, you know, pay for that. And Maya was like, what? And Maya's mom was like, you don't remember when you were like a teenager, when you were like 12, 13, you begged us to pay for Skype premium and it's $99 a month. And Maya was like, oh my God, what? You let me?
Oh
And had stopped using Skype and did not remember. The dream was that like forget, why did they them and my girlfriend, that Maya's parents had been paying $99 a month for a Skype premium that she wasn't using.
That's a fucking great dream.
And that it was a total of over $11,000.
Dude, that's killer.
Isn't
Oh
that
man.
so funny? Also, Skype is shutting down this week, so
Ah man, R.I.P.
yeah,
You gave us some good moments in that one Jane Schoenbrunn movie.
exactly. Okay, so 2 truths and a lie.
Yeah.
Just to remind everyone, we know that the devil from the Bible was true. Our 2 remaining things were Bobby Briggs finds redemption coaching Nadine on how to be the best high school football player in Twin Peaks high school history, or Leo Johnson enters a non-consensual S&M relationship with Wyndham Earle. I think it sounds like you know where you're investing your stonks.
Oh yeah, baby. Easily. Non-consensual S&M is all but a guarantee.
Hell yeah.
No one clip that out of context. Yeah, no doubt about it. And I see that you're like maybe brainstorming some new games even. What's this?
So I was just like remembering shit that happens in season 2, and we are now approached, perhaps, hey, maybe we're coming up on the 2 truths. So let's say that we were to hit all those. I'm trying to think of other stuff to as like a little game segment here, and let me know what you think, because I'm thinking like, okay, we could do another 2 truths and a lie for like specific lines of dialogue, which could be fun because we still have like 8 episodes left in season 2. I could go and just like find some of the craziest like lines to know are coming completely out of context, and then when you hear them, you could go, "Oh shit, Pog." I could also make a bingo sheet of just like Twin Peaks type things. I think that one's kind of fun because I like the idea of checking in at the end of the episode, and like the bingo sheet could be more vague instead of like a specific thing of just like, I don't know, someone talks about fire or whatever, and then you can be like, Sadie, I'm checking this off my bingo sheet. What do you think about these?
I think the bingo sheet is fun. Like, it would have to be a bingo sheet is what, like 5 by 5? Can we come up with like 25 things to put on for the remainder of the season?
Okay, let me see, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8 more episodes. Which was like what all of season 1 was, you know? I feel like there's Twin Peaks things that are like if I put in someone talking about fire, that's just gonna come up, you know?
Yeah, you don't even need to check. Yeah.
I feel like I could come up with 25 things.
Great. Well, that's wonderful. I'm all for it.
All right. Well, I'll cook that before the next time we record, and I'll get you your bingo sheet.
All right, and we will post the bingo sheet, by the way, folks, on Blue Sky and on the Patreon before the next episode drops.
Fuck yeah. Okay. Well, that's very fun. Speaking of things that I make you do, next time on Twin Peaks. So, last time, we said, Donna goes to see James at Fuck Mansion and tries to convince him to come home, but it doesn't work because he's too crazy for Evelyn. Donna crashes her car so that James has to help fix her car, and she starts staying at Fuck Mansion and gets a romance with Evelyn's brother, to get James jealous.
I wish, man. Okay, I mean, it was all but guaranteed that Donna was going to go see James, so I don't think I get a point for that.
I feel like this is another one where, like, you shot for a level of crazy that the show wasn't able to dream of. Like, the Fuck Mansion thing has been crazy, but not in this way. It's been crazy in that how much it's been the same bullshit every time.
It's been boring crazy. Yeah.
And the way that it ended was just nothing.
It just ended.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now I'm like, who gives a shit?
Our other one, Jerry flew in direct from Spain with a bunch of croquetas in his suitcase. He's telling everyone about the wonders of Spanish ham. He's going to support Ben in his silly mode until he's playing Civil War with Ben, and Ben insists that the South win, and Jerry won't stand because he's playing the Union.
Again, wish that was true.
Yeah.
Think that would have been great.
Yeah. Part marks. I don't know. What do you think happens next episode?
Damn, okay. I feels like a lot of things have just been hinted at, like, hey, keep an eye out for this in 4 to 6 episodes. Like, I don't think we're going to see more from Major Briggs.
Yeah.
I think we were explicitly told, wait around a little while.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll be in the shadows.
I think there's a decent chance there are developments in the Etta Norma thing. I think there's a good chance. Oh, well, James will be back in town. We've got to predict something about that.
I know we know obviously Thomas Eckerd just showed up, had a big reveal. And then like we could see things with Leo and Wyndham Earle. And James back in town. I think these are all up in the air.
Yeah, okay. A plot.
Yeah.
James is back in town, kind of takes one look at how things are going at like Nadine and all this, and he's like, this isn't really the TV show I want to be in. And so he leaves again. This time he goes east. He goes to he makes a pilgrimage to Missoula, Montana.
Honestly, yeah.
He his bike was broken somehow, so he needs to do it on a riding mower, and we never see him again.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Yeah. Okay. B plot.
It has to be. Okay, I wanna actually aim for something here. It's definitely gonna be with Josie and like the Josie conspiracy matrix.
Yeah.
I don't think Eckert, seeing how other characters like scheme in the show, I don't think he's gonna come for Josie right away. I think he's going to creep around the margins. Maybe. What does he do? He like stakes something out. We haven't been to the mill in a while. What if But Josie isn't really involved in the mill now, so what's going to happen? We know that she goes to the grocery store for weenies. I'm going to say that he gets a job at the butcher counter
Okay.
and wears... Well, he's going to need to wear something to match, Mr. Tajimura's energy.
Oh, uh-huh.
Maybe he wears... Do we have a character with an eye patch in the show?
Nadine.
Yeah, of course. That seemed too familiar. Okay. It's going to be a really, really complicated butcher apron with like flashing battery-powered lights on it that distract from his face, so she never notices.
Okay.
Want to read those back to me? I'm sure they hold up.
So our A plot, just very funny. We've called this our A plot. James is back in town. He takes one look at what's going on with Nadine and everything, and he goes, "This is not the TV show I want to be in," and leaves again. He goes east this time as a pilgrimage to Missoula, Montana, which frankly does make sense. That's where where Maddie was from.
Yeah.
But his bike breaks down somehow, so he needs to do it on a riding mower, and we never see him again. B-plot, Thomas Eckert is going to creep around the margins. He gets a job at the butcher counter and wears a butcher apron with fancy flashing lights to distract from his face so Josie doesn't recognize him. When she was going to buy the missing weenies, of course.
And there it is, folks. That's what you can look forward to on episode 22.
That's the show. That's Twin Peaks. Season 2.
Greatest to ever do it.
You really are an interesting chica.
Oh, you too.
I was talking to the show, but you too.
Oh. All right, we'll be back in the feed in 2 weeks. Thank you for listening, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. TSTV is hosted by Sadie Avery Lake and yours truly, Lily Alexander. Our music is by Jamie Page, the show art is by Maya Fernandez-Giles, and this episode was edited by me. If you have any burning questions or comments, we would love to hear from you. Please send us an email at hello@tstv.show, and we may respond in a future episode. Thanks for listening.
Hello, it is Sadie. This is the content warnings for Twin Peaks Season 2, Episode 15, Double Play. So this does have the resolution of the end of the previous episode where Leo is attacking again. However, I'd say it's played more as like a campy horror. Like, he feels more like a Frankenstein out to get you than like a domestic abuser as in other episodes, which just in how it's presented tonally makes some of a difference, but he sure is still doing that. Honestly, the main things that I would say is that feels like I'm saying this every episode, but the show's continuing to be racist around the Josie plotline, and honestly, mainly just otherwise, the like, what is the show doing and why is it handling this like this dial continues to be turned up with the Ben Horn Confederate Civil War plotline, mostly just like it's taking sensitive subjects and being insane with them, but not things that I would necessarily say is like capital C content warning. Anyway, enjoy the episode. Bye.